All right, that's it. That's the wrap up for July. We have now August with Donald Trump announcing new tariffs on some countries. That's really surprising. So last week was a major week. We're going to do a wrap up here and we're going to go over the trades for the last week, which hopefully makes our July month much better. We ended up with 52 cents, $52 after big major minus 40, minus 400, 500-ish dollar retracement due to a couple of bad trades. So that's on me. But let's see how I finished up actually the month, because last week we had 4 days out of July and 1 day out of August. So that is going to go into August, the very last day. Nevertheless, we're going to go over the trades. So once again, wrap up. Trump announces a 15% tariff on Europe. Then he announces on the very last day, on the 1st of August, he announces then major tariffs for Switzerland. And the market just went a bit bonkers. I don't know if it's about that or it's about his nuclear submarines that he just launched. Nobody knows where they are. But the week of, let's take a look at the heat map here, because he did have a couple of good earnings and then this happened. Just take a look at this. Red all across the field, excepting health and technology. But we're going to get in now into a couple of major trades that we did and one that we did not do. So if you remember back on my channel, I announced that I am short copper. And what had happened this week, copper fell. I just want to say that I also did a post on my Substack explaining why the moment that the trade deal will be announced, or the moment there's a pullback in copper, just check out that post. It does not mean that copper is going to have a big pullback. And I was wrong. Now, I wasn't wrong because the thesis is wrong, just because the pullback was massive. So I was short copper via a ETF. And I made on my short $88 instead of making, so my calculations, $3,000. Yep, that's my bad on that part. I pulled back 1 day too early. Just 1 freaking day too early out of that trade. Okay, now where did I go wrong? Because you have to learn from our mistakes. First of all, the position was too big and it was producing too much stress. So position management, big mistake. The second mistake that I made, because the position was it went into the second mistake that I made, I did not trust my instincts that what goes up also comes down, and it comes down massively if the underlying thesis is Trump. No, I'm just kidding. But he did say 50% tariffs on copper, and that was massive. And that's what why I shorted copper, because I knew it not going to, maybe it's going to be 40%. So it's going to pull back. But it couldn't not be 50%. So if I would have stayed with my initial thesis, so too high of a position, which then weighed on my thesis, the weight of the position, then I would have made that gain. But I did not make that gain. I didn't lose anything. I only made $88. That's it. So yeah, let's go to the trades. And this is note for yourself. Manage positioning and also stick to your thesis. Perfect. Now let's go to trades. What trades I made? Because I'm trying to, so I have to here 2 portfolios and I'm trying to reduce it to only 1. The other portfolio is going to make something else, going to be a mixture of income and major position, longer term investing, and the other one is going to be only trades and income. So we're going to talk about the week from the 28th, which is Monday, to the 1st of August, so 28th of July to the 1st of August of 2025. So let's see here. We have sold the complete health ETF and made 61. So this is going to be health ETF. Now you could check this ticker symbol because it's actually pretty simple. It's the XL, so XLV is the ticker symbol. Sold it on the 28th and made a 61.75 gain on it. Let's add it here to the register. Then also on the 28th, let me just check this here. Actually not on the 29th, because I sold it and bought a little bit of energy and then pulled back out of energy. So energy ETF, and that is XLE, the sector. sold it on the 29th, 29, and 25 with the minimum gain of 10, and that's it. So this is going to go into the week. Whoa. That's a bit wrong. There's treasury bonds. No, wait. So energy sector ETF, XLE on the 29th and made 10 euro gain. Now on the 28th, I'm going to go back to the other portfolio. On the 28th, I made a small trade with Warrior Met Coal. Ticker symbol HCC, and I did a proud minus 132.2 euros, and I'm in red for the month of July. So this, I'm going to tell you where the mistake was. Let's just open up Warrior Met Coal. The problem was with this, actually it's kind of okay that it happened. I was stopped out. I had my stop. So I was here, so when the trade went up, and then I was stopped out of the trade due to the fact, wait, the 28. Yep, I was stopped out of the trade here on the 20, boom, here on the 28. And then it went a little bit up, and then it went down again. It's struggling here. Maybe it's going to go back up again. Now, my stop loss was a bit too tight, I would say. Maybe even not the end of Warrior Met Coal. They are primarily a coal miner producer, but for iron ore. Okay, so let's just take a look at Warrior Met Coal on a 5-year. Don't think that this stock is, whoa, we're missing something here. Warrior Met Coal, we'll do a split. So it actually has a major pullback from here, from its high from 2024. Now, this is really an interesting stock. You should look into it. I'm not going to make any recommendations, as you know, on my channel. But this does have potential. Okay, so I was stopped out, took a loss there. That's the way it is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I had my stop loss far too tight, and you should maybe always take into consideration this. Now, next up, I sold my MP Materials position. So MP Materials, or ticker symbol MP, on the 29th of July. Made a really small profit. That's exactly the same thing that I did with my copper position. Far too soon. Let's add this to the register. And then I got, also on the 29th, a tax correction due to the fact that, so the way this works, my taxes are deducted at the same time as I'm making the sell. And if I make some kind of negative sell, for example, like this, and make a loss, then I'm going to get back those taxes from the loss. So it's had a 32.48. Oops, I'm just going to say here tax on the 29th. And yes, that's a pretty positive thing that you're going to get back your taxes. So not going to, either way, you're going to get back your taxes. But in this case, I'm getting it back right then and there after I made that loss. Okay, so let's go now to the copper position, which, god damn it. So copper ETF short. Well, it doesn't matter the ticker symbol, but I'm still going to tell you the ticker symbol that I used. It's a wisdom tree ticker symbol. So XMWF was a ticker symbol. Sold it on the 29th. Let me just show you copper. For you. So let's just enjoy my misery. Just take a look at this massive dump. And this is where I bought it. This is where I bought my short. So you have to think about this. So this is the copper position, not the short position. So after I did this, it went up and my short went negative. And then I had here 5% plus. And then it went back up again. And I said, whoa, maybe it's going to do, because if you take a look at this, looks kind of similar. So it went up and down, and up and down, and up and down. Where is the top? But you have to, because this is a clear bullish flag, but it went then this way, and then it went up, and then it went a bit down. This is the 25th of July, 26th. No, it's the 29th of July. And then here we have the 30th. The 30th of July, 9 p.m. my time, and I sold at 9 p.m. on the 29th. So I would have made here a 60% gain. Yep, that's life. Na 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 na. So will copper turn back from here? Is this the time to buy copper? I don't know, man. I'm so angry at this position that I have to let it cool up because it's clearly in an uptrend. Okay, so copper is clearly now in an uptrend, but it could come down and waver here. It could. So I don't know what to say. Is this the time to buy copper? Because exactly as I said in my post, and you should go ahead and read my post on Substack. I'm going to leave the link in the description down below. We need copper. If we want to have the AI revolution, we need to transfer as much electric power to those damn mega centers as we can. And for that, we need copper wire, the best conductor of energy. Okay, so irrelevant of how we're going to produce that energy, we need to transport it to where the energy is needed. And for that, we need copper. Okay, back to our trading. So big major loss there on, not loss, but hey, small gain there on my copper trade. So let me go back to the portfolio. Did I add it here? No, I did not add it. So copper made, let's take a look at my portfolio, 88.59. Yep, okay. And let me also show you the ETF. The ETF, where do we have it? Here. This is what it did. And just go to here today. Incredible. Incredible. And I was down here. Major oversold. And I got a little bit of cold feet. Sold it. And then boom. Well, lesson learned. Manage position. And also manage your thesis. Okay, next trade. Sold McDonald's. Really small trade. Also on the 29th. Made only 7.2. Then Texas Instruments. Ticker symbol TXN. Also sold it on the 29th. Made 17.19. Then a small trade on one of my also big misses in my history of trading. Royal with cheese. No, Royal Caribbean Cruise. Caribbean Group. It's a cruise company. Sold it also on the 29th. I also missed out on this on a little 300% gain, but a couple of years back. So that's it. So 9.7 here, small gain. But hey, we are in the green again for the month of July. And we're not done. We also sold Eli Lilly. Made a small trade here. Lilly and Company. And Eli Lilly went up, so I exited the trade a bit too soon. But hey, who would guess? 6.8. So small trades, but I'm in the positive there. Then I sold once more Texas Instruments. So I just went down on that position. Texas Instruments on still the 29th. And with the 67.03 euros of gain. You can also see the dollars here. Okay, so Texas Instruments. There you go. 56. So this is the gross. And then we have our net income. And then on the 30th, we had Exxon once more. I love this company. I hope they're going to get a big pullback. Enterprise. So I can buy. Ticker symbol AX on. This was on the 30th of July. I made a 5.6 gain there. So a lot of trades, as you can see, brought us in the positive with 99 euros and $114 and a couple of cents there. Now we're not done, so let me just go back to we're going to go now into August, but it's still in the same week. So you know how I roll. I have to report the entire week. First of all, we got, because also hold cash, but didn't hold that much cash. So cash interest. We got here a 13, well, just say interest. We got this on the 1st of August. We got 13.5. Then I got a dividend from NL Capital Management. Ticker symbol NLY. So I'm waiting for this one for the interest rate to drop, and then it's going to get really interesting with NL Capital Management. And they also yield a massive dividend yield. So I got a 34.81. It is after taxes. Okay, let me just check. So I have to include the taxes. Wait, so it's 46.6. There you go. Because then deducting the taxes here. So August is looking good. And that's it with the other portfolio. I said we were going to take a look at NL Capital Management. So let's just check out NL Capital Management. It's kind of getting in a, let's say, overbought. It was overbought. So maybe it's going to have a sell-off here. But this is looking good. This is what we want to see. Higher lows Yes, higher lows and higher highs. This is what we're looking for a uptrend. Because any capital management, you have to take care with this one. Take a look at all-time highs. We're far away from 2004, where it was at $84 and it's currently at 20. So this little puppy got his haircut. Okay, so 2004, then in 2005, it was haircut, and then it went up in 2008. And you know what happened in 2008? And then it went up again in 2009, 10, and then in the 13s, it started this downtrend, and it never, ever, ever recovered. So take care. This is a REIT, and you know what happens? This is extremely dependent on interest rates. So as long as interest rates are low, you got to get money out of it. But it does yield, let me just show you here, a 13.16% yearly dividend. So massive, massive. So you want to get 13% per year, there we go. But the depreciation of the stock is massive. Will it continue? I don't know. But it is in an uptrend right now. So we're happy to hold it. Okay, let's close this one up. Then, as you already know, or maybe know, Figma finally got its day in the sun. It was initially proposed to be bought up by Adobe. Then that was blocked and they received a ton of cash, and now they went public. So Figma IPO, initial public offering, and I got into the trade and then I got out of the trade. So let's type in here Figma, and I got out with a stop loss. So stop loss, extremely important to always have your stop loss. I'm going to tell you exactly how I did this. I had the strategy, went in, it went up, moved my stop loss up, went up again, moved my stop loss up, went up again, and then it went down and hit my stop loss. So perfect trade. Really, really perfect trade. I don't even know the ticker symbol of Figma right now, and also I don't have it typed coded in yet. So let's just check out Figma. Fig, perfect. Fig is the ticker symbol of Figma. I'm not going to express my opinion on it right now. I'm going to do a deep dive, a later video on this. So made 178. This was a pretty good trade. A 15% gain on that trade. And they didn't invest a lot. Okay, let's move on to Friday. So actually this was the first. This is everything Friday. Also sold my Costco position. Ticker symbol COST. COST on the first. 35.5 gain. Going to come back to Costco maybe in a later video. And I sold my Philip Morris. Oh, Philip position also on the first. Really small 20.2 gain. So these positions were completely closed. They weren't big positions, but hey. Also, let me just change something here at Analytic Capital. This is not sold. This is div. Okay, so this is just a dividend. Div. Update the position, and also we have from Dell. Don't know what position I hold. Dell Technologies, ticker symbol DELL. Dell received on Friday a 7.9 euro dividend. So all in all, it was a really productive week, because the week of 31st. Ended up in, let me just, $307. Not dollars. That was euros. So it's 300. So this plus this, $362. $362. Woo! Did not reach my $500 that I want to reach, but we're getting there slowly. So I want to have a roughly $500 weekly income. And I'm working on that, bringing me up to a $2,000 monthly income. Or euro, actually. Euro. 2,000 euro income from trade, dividends, and also options. But I'm not going to reveal my options trading right now. Okay, everyone. So hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me just take a quick look at Figma, Costco. Yeah, so let me just talk really quickly about Costco. Now, this right here is a excellent company. Just because I sold it doesn't mean that you have to sell it yourself. Also Philip Morris. Okay, so don't think of this as it's over. Think of this as just a pause for me from Costco. So with this being said, Wish everyone a happy and productive week. Stay safe out there. Remember, I'm Noble PM and I want to protect wealth. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.